we got our first guest on here. You know, our
right.
first our first kid from RH Studios. Zeke. He's a green belt, and you know, he's been training for a few years. How we doing tonight, Zeke? How we feeling, brother?
Doing pretty good. Honestly, things have been going well, pretty good.
Yeah. I heard you got your you won your first belt over last weekend, right?
No, my third actually.
That's a third one now. See, look how far I'm falling behind. There we go. So Battle of the Beach, collected another belt there. So you know, how does it feel, man? You know, summer's just about over. You got school coming up. Just just kicked ass at another tournament there. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty excited actually for school to start. I know that I can use a balance between BJJ and school right now because I've got so much time on my hands. So I've got nothing to do but train.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I heard from Pops, you're doing some wrestling now and working on that. You know, since you got that free time in your hand, what do you add to it? You know, if jiu-jitsu's all that's taking your time right now, what else is it? You know, you could there's plenty of schools you can work on some striking. You know, maybe even maybe get some kid time outside of jiu-jitsu. You know, not necessarily bad things. Just it doesn't have to be combat sports related all the time. Got to have that balance too.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Took a little bit of judo over the summer. It was a temporary thing.
But hold on. Hey,
Brad.
This is Brad. This is Brad Storm, man. I know you love to train and everything, but there's got to be some things outside of training that you like to do, especially in the summertime. What do you got going on outside of your training? And what do you look forward to the most when you go back to school?
I have to go to the beach occasionally, and parents are just taking me here or there, just treating me out, laying low for the most part.
And go get me a hat.
What about school-wise? What are you looking forward to?
For the most part, just looking forward to seeing some friends again over in school and getting ready for high school after this year.
Yeah, that's a big transition. As far as your goals go, like who got you involved in this? Is there a big name that you watched on TV? Is it somebody in your family? I mean, how did it all take shape?
For the most part, honestly, I got bullied in school, and I got jumped by 3 kids, and I think that was the turning point for my parents, who decided I needed to get into something to be able to defend myself. And now, thanks to it, look at where I am now.
That's a great story too, and there's a lot of kids out there that probably are getting bullied. I mean, when I was a little kid too, I got bullied a lot. And if you didn't stand up for yourself and you didn't try to fight back, you just got teased and teased and teased, and it never ended. But I wish there was something like this that I could have went to, and was could have focused my time on training and being able to defend myself. How important is it for you now that you can defend yourself? I mean, I'm sure they tell you not to act, but to react, right? I mean, you don't start any fights. You just defend yourself.
Oh, no. Never start any fights. Just, for the most part, try and be friendly with everyone. And if they happen to try to hurt you, well, you have to defend yourself.
Zeke, have you had any situations since you started training where you've had to kind of diffuse a situation to defend yourself against a bully?
Last year, actually, some kid insulted me and my friends, and we got into a little spat in the yard, and then just turned into a push and turned into a shove, and I wound up having to just pin him against the wall, really.
So I think it's safe to say that you're not having bullying problems anymore, correct?
Oh, no. Things have been good.
That's awesome. I'm scared of you, and I'm all the way in Chicago. Oh, by the way, I'm Rachel Blaze.
Hello.
Okay. Hello,
Nice to
how
meet
are you?
Good.
It's a pleasure to meet you, young warrior. So what is the most exciting thing that you did for the summer?
I think really it was Naga, Battle at the Beach. That just came up about a week ago. That was my first double victory in expert, and that was just a really exciting weekend altogether.
Wow, that's awesome. How did you do?
I took first in both gi and no gi. I went against the same person, and afterwards we got food and just things were great afterwards.
Wow, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Thank you.
So where do you see yourself after you're grown? Obviously, 17, 18, 19. So where do you see yourself at that point in your life?
I think I see myself as a teacher at some point. I feel
really. What would you like to teach?
I think I'd be teaching BJJ, really opening up my own school and just carrying on the name of my coach.
That is spectacular. That is a great answer. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I like that goal. What do you guys think?
That's a great,
That's cool. I mean,
great.
And the thing is, about, I know a little bit about Zeke more than you guys. He's trained at several different academies. So my thing about that is we all know that, no matter if you wind up leaving a gym and going to another, there's always somebody at that gym that you took to where, you felt a camaraderie with or connection with. Now, my thing about it is your thing is you want to open up a school and pass on the name, but what name are you going to pass down? Are we, or is it just going to be a combination of all the knowledge that you've obtained through all the different instructors that you've learned from over the years, and that's going to be your kind of honorment to them?
I think the name I'd like to pass down really would be the name of my coach, which is Rick Henry. Shout out to RH Studios.
I like that.
Hey, man.
I like that. That's beautiful.
There's not wrong with that.
Young man.
He's helped me out a lot over these past 11 months, and honestly, I've probably learned most under him over any other coach I've ever had, and just really, it's a bonding experience.
Zeke, explain that a little bit further, man. You say he's helped you out. What has he helped you out with exactly? Is there certain techniques that he's helped you with? Is it just living everyday life? What has he helped you out with?
He's shaped my BJJ the way it is now. He honestly completely changed me to the polar opposite of what I was a year ago. And honestly, he helped me. He slowed me down. He made me more technical and shaped me as the person I am today.
And you talk about being slowing down. Were you going at Mach speed beforehand? I mean, and now now that you're slowing things down, you can see openings, you can see where you can get those submissions. I mean, what's going on with what you're seeing now as opposed to earlier on in the year?
Before I was going too fast, trying to rush around people, and I wasn't able to really think because of how fast I was going, and I was just getting caught with everything.
Yeah.
And now that I've slowed down, I'm able to see a lot more than just blurred vision.
Okay, can I ask? I mean, you're so intelligent and so bright. I have to ask you what your age is. I don't recall it being said, but I would like to know how old you are.
I am 12 years old and 13 as of October 4th.
Woo! He's a Libra too. That's awesome. My birthday's
gonna be a teenager.
8, so I know. Isn't that exciting? I'm so excited for you, and it's so good to know what your goals are at an early age and what you like to do. I think it's awesome. Do you play any other sports in high or in school?
I do enjoy on the side, not as much as BJJ, not as frequently, but I do a lot of wrestling on the side. I like a lot of full contact sports where I can just let loose.
What's your favorite wrestling move?
Probably has to be the double leg takedown. Honestly,
The most effective.
That's awesome. You're going to have to do a video and show us how you do that.
So that's the go-to, Zeke, the double leg? Nothing else?
Oh, I also love, like, for wrestling, I love the crossface cradle as well.
Nice.
I like to stick with moves that are more, like, simple but effective.
And what about the your grappling? What's your favorite sub? If you could outline the perfect scenario where you get the perfect setup and everything, what's the submission you see yourself going for?
For the most part, I think it has to be the rear naked choke. Because honestly, I can, how do I put it, mold it. Because there are different varieties my coach has showed me, and honestly, it's just become a very instinctive move to go for.
There's nothing wrong with the rear naked.
Yeah, Steve, real quick. What's the hardest move to get out of?
For me, it'd probably have to be a Darce choke. The way it just constricts your body and all of your movement, honestly, it just smothers me.
That means you gotta be careful when you go shooting in for them takedowns.
Yeah. It's a very tricky move to get out of as well because it's a full body submission, but it's also a choke. So once you get locked, you have to defend it before you really get into it. So it's very scary when you see someone going for it.
Well, it helps when things are slowing down for you, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And like as far as fighters go, who's your favorite fighter right now?
For the most part, I think Conor McGregor recently. I've taken up a liking and kind of excited to see the Conor versus Mayweather fight.
What do you like about Conor? What do you like about Conor, Zeke? What separates him from the rest of the fighters for you?
I think it's the fact he's so down to earth. He doesn't think highly of himself really, but he just gets down to business as soon as he can.
Hey man, like I said, to each their own when it comes to who we like as far as combat sports athletes or athletes in general. We all have our own flavor, I guess, right?
Yeah. I think my favorite athlete in total of BJJ and combat sports probably has to be Amanda Levy.
Aww, she's awesome.
I've trained with her before, and she's honestly a beast. And the fact that she's a girl and she's doing so well against men and stuff like that, it's just honestly really cool to see. It's awesome.
Yeah, the funny part about that one is Zeke, do you know who my first guest was on my very first show here?
Who's that?
Amanda.
That's amazing.
So, like I said, small world, man. I know exactly what who Amanda is as an athlete. I gotta ask you. She's one of your favorite athletes, right? How excited are you for her amateur debut here in a few weeks? We're just under a month away.
I think I'm really excited. Honestly, I just want to see her do really well and just keep on fighting.
So what do you think? What are your aspirations? What do you think she's going to do as if you're projecting her career? How do you see her faring with the other bantamweight, featherweight fighters of the world?
I think she's shooting for the top. I honestly feel that she can become a world-class fighter if she really wanted to, if she just sets her mind to it, which I'm sure she will. I feel she's going to go far.
I agree. But, Zeke, I got a surprise for you, man. I know I said we were going to... I know we said we were gonna have Jared Gordon on here. Something happened, he couldn't make it. But you don't need to always have a UFC fighter on. So hit up a mutual friend of mine, and we got ourselves a big man, Mr. Big Kansas himself, Daniel Gallemore, on the line with us. Daniel, Zeke, Daniel.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going? Nice to meet you as well. For what it's worth, I would be on Contender Series in a couple of weeks, but I had some stuff I had to take care of first. So my next one will probably be with the UFC.
There you go.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. That wasn't really public information, but I don't really consider it to be secret either.
You're at least dropping us some information, Daniel. I'm going to give you a little background on Zeke. Zeke actually got into combat sports, jiu-jitsu, competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments because he got gotten bullied as a kid. His parents wanted to give him the tools to defend himself. He took it to the point where now he's competing on a regular basis. Just competed this past weekend at Naga's Battle of the Beach, where he's now won his third expert belt since I think he's been training for about 4 years now. So he's doing the thing, man. He's still 12 years old. Just got you just got some stripes on that green belt of yours, didn't you, Zeke?
Oh no, I just became an orange belt last Monday.
Oh, okay.
There you go. How long have you been training?
What was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
How long have you been training?
Around 3.5 years.
Nice.
Going
awesome.
on 4 this February.
Are you doing any other sports other than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or are you just sticking to that for now? Are you doing any kind of boxing or anything like that?
I was doing boxing for a while back in the February of 2014, and I was on and off with it, but I've been getting into wrestling as well.
Nice, yeah. Wrestling would really help your jiu-jitsu as well. They take down an offensive aspect as long as the position and stuff too. I feel like wrestling is one of the best bases for MMA.
Yeah, it is. It really helps
you see like jiu-jitsu guys Damian Maia, for example, is one of the best in the world, but he couldn't get Tyron Woodley down, so kind of a boring stalemate fight, but smart.
I did a little bit of judo as well over the summer, just for a lot of stand-up for around 6 weeks. It showed me a whole other aspect of this, honestly.
They've all got pros and cons, so to speak. What are you looking to do, in the future?
In the future, I think I'm definitely going to stick with BJJ, and I think I'll also go pretty far with wrestling.
You're gonna stick to the grappling stuff. I know there's a promotion out here called Fight to Win. They do professional BJJ, and they have kids get involved with it as well. They have different matches for the youth as well. It's really neat. But something like that's really cool. It's good to see shows like that succeeding too, because that helps you guys, up and coming grapplers and whatnot, because it's a bigger stage and it's live on Flow Grappling and stuff too. So you get used to the cameras and the competition.
Well, I'll be looking forward to it. I think we'll definitely consider that one.
Yeah, they actually pay their guys. It's a pretty neat deal. a friend of mine, she runs the cameras for him, and then she competes as well. Brittany Elkin, she's pretty good. She just made her Bellator debut, but it was short notice. She didn't get the win. She cut a lot of weight on short notice. And then, I mean, she competed, though. She actually had to cut her hair off to make weight.
Yeah, Kansas. We interviewed her before her fight.
Yeah, I'm the one that set that fight up.
Yeah, man.
She's a good, pretty cool girl right there.
Oh, we love some Big Bird. We got nothing but love for Brittany. She's one of the people that I kind of get mad at people kind of like not really saying, oh, there's no one in the United States in featherweight division that's worth mentioning. I mean, you got somebody like Brittany Elkin sitting there, but I might be a little bit biased because I've been probably following her since her early amateur career. So, but anyways.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of unnoticed people with great talent that I feel should be more recognized. I mean, there's people everywhere. There's so many people, I'm sure, out there that have a lot of talent but haven't been recognized for it.
And not just in the United States either. In other parts of the world, whatever. It's just it's nuts sometimes how things like that go down. But hopefully that's something that maybe as you get older, Zeke, you don't have to see those type of problems in professional mixed martial arts. But
it's it's up to the person though. I mean, what it all boils down to is it's sports entertainment. A lot of people don't realize that, or they don't like that. A perfect example last night, there's a guy from Hawaii named Ray Brutta Cooper, and he put a pretty good beating down on Charles Crazy Horse, or Felony, or whatever he goes by now. But the thing is Ray is kind of an introvert. He doesn't like the media and stuff. So it's hard to get your name known out there if you don't want to do media interviews and stuff like this. I mean, something as simple as this. People might listen to this radio right now and that didn't know who I was, but I was able to call in. The timing was good. So, I mean, this is good for me. It's cool to talk to you and hear about your stuff with the sport and everything too. It's just, but you got to get your name out there. It's a lot of marketing. Even like Conor McGregor's, nobody knew who Conor was before he started talking. Chael Sonnen too.
That is true.
You got to promote yourself some, get your name out there.
And that's the thing, Zeke. A lot of the kids that we have on tonight, they all kind of promote themselves via social media, whatever. Something that if even if you want to compete in just sport jiu-jitsu and never step in the cage a day in your life, that's fine. But you still have to kind of market yourself via the social media platforms, because unfortunately, unless you build your brand, you really don't get noticed, and that it sucks, but that's just the way it goes.
Yep, it's part of the game, man. Even the football players and stuff, they have a lot more help from the NFL, but they still build their brand. They do something to become a household name. The NFL doesn't do something for them. They do something to become a household name. Any sports entertainment business, it's kind of like that. You see people that do negative stuff, a lot of times it's just to stay in headlines.
Anything in life, you have to go get. You can't just wait for it to come.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be waiting a long time. Bitter and boring.
Now, unfortunately, thankfully, Daniel gave us a few minutes of our time, but our next guests are kind of waiting to come on here. Zeke, what I typically do with all our guests, even the fighters, is anything you want to say, man. Like anyone you would like to thank for everything you've been able to do so far in jiu-jitsu. If you have any sponsors that you work with or anything like that, thank your mom, dad for giving you the tools and the opportunity to pursue the dreams you'd like. The time is yours, little buddy. Go ahead, Zeke.
I'd like to thank just about every single person I've ever really had. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents so much for ever getting me into this. This honestly changed my life, and honestly completely changed the way I live, and I basically live and breathe jiu-jitsu. And I'd love to thank everyone who helped me get this far. I'd love to thank all three coaches, like Rocco, Will Martinez, and Rick Henry. and just every single person I've ever really trained with for helping me to get better each percent. Just, it all mattered. I want that to be recognized.
Oh, that's awesome. Excellent.
Yeah, that is awesome. One of my favorite coaches, Ricky Lindell, is all about the 1% difference.
And I'd also like to thank you, Steve, for having me on here tonight.
Oh, dude, like I told you, like I told Dad, man, it's been a little bit long overdue. You know, even Rachel was giving me crap tonight on my selection of guests. You know, where they're located from. You know, it's been overdue, man. You put the work in. You know, both in the mats, on the school, how you approach your, you know, how you approach life, everything. Zeke, you know, you're you know, one of the reasons why me and Rachel started doing shows like this, what she calls the Blaze Kids, and I think that's something that you embody, and I think she can absolutely agree with me without even having to say a word. How you present yourself, how you go about your how you go about life, how you show respect to people without having to be prompted or anything like that. That's what embodiment of Rachel's idea behind the Blaze Kids. So, like I said, this was a little bit overdue. I just wanted to make sure it was the right time. I was talking to your dad about it. So, you know, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding. You know, both striving to be your best, both on the mats and in school, buddy. You got a bright future ahead of you. No matter if you ever, you know, compete in a cage or anything like that, you're gonna succeed in life. So you have a good one, Zeke. You know, appreciate your time and you know, keep doing your thing. Keep being a role model for other people too, man. You don't see it, but you know, people want to be like you just as much as you want to be like, you know, those people you see on TV or in movies or whatever. Be someone else's hero too, man. You have a good one.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Rachel. Thank you both for having me on here tonight.
It was a pleasure having you on, hon.
It was a pleasure meeting you both.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, everyone, that was our first guest, Zeke Mendoza. Another big thanks to Daniel for you know, short notice kind of hopping on here and talking with Zeke for a few minutes. Really appreciate your time this evening too, as well, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.
I'm glad the timing worked out. That's right. I would have responded a couple minutes earlier, but I was moving a motor. I cut my finger up pretty bad.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Well,
you would have been on. You would have been like going. You would have been like, son of a.
Just shot my finger off. Daniel, it's definitely a pleasure having you on. If you got a chance, man, like Zeke's a great kid. If you could ever, like, when you get a chance, like, send him anything, like an 8x10 poster, let me know. We can, I get the address off his parents to hook him up. He is literally a great kid. I don't just have him on there because, you know, I know him. You know, you go and look at his record as a jiu-jitsu practitioner in that time period is, you know, it's impressive in my opinion. You know, and I think that you know, everything that he gets, he deserves. I think he's like 25-3-1 since he started competing 3 years ago. I think that's pretty impressive. So
that's awesome.
That's
awesome. For sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
So very welcome.
He's still on here listening to him, sitting there saying all these nice things about him. All right. Well, let me move on to the next interview here, so we can get this thing rolling. Again, Daniel and Zeke, thanks for your time, guys.
Yep, no problem.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
one.
Peace.